You'd be surprised how many people have no idea what this means. You'll see this term all over the internet when it describes a part, usually an aftermarket part, as being bolt-on. I think the more correct term that most people are used to is plug and play. This could also be used. What that simply means is the part literally uses a nut and a bolt to install. This is a nut, this is a bolt. That's why it's bolt on. You just simply bolt it on. Parang hindi kayo naglalaro ng Voltes 5 nung bata kayo eh. It could also mean bolt in. Voltes 5. When a part is described as bolt-on, it means that you only need simple tools. Okay, you'll need a wrench, socket wrench or open type wrench to remove these two, nut and bolt. That's it. No other tools should be needed. Meaning that you do not cut actually it's cut or modify. Now what do we mean by that? Here, we have an example here. This is the stock exhaust manifold of a Civic 1.8. In order to remove this part, all we need is a wrench. Particularly, actually a size 14 wrench, this one. So there's 4 bolts here that attaches to the engine. Another 2 bolts here that attaches to this part of the downpipe here, like the case like that attaches there. You don't need any other tools. And if the part is bolt-on, such as our header over here, it also installs to the car with the same 4 bolts, this one over here. And this part here at the end also attaches with a bolt. So don't worry, this one has actually the bolt welded in. So what we normally do is we have a separate nut and bolt that goes here, which allows us for some adjustment. That's what bolt-on means, as in tanggal, kabit. No modification of the part necessary. What some other shops will do to try to fool you in saying that it's a bolt-on is they will take this stock part, they will cut this, and then weld the pipe on. That is not bolt-on anymore because you are destroying the stock part. And that's not correct because you cannot put this back. Let's say you want to put the car back to stock. You have to recut it again and re-weld it again. And the more steps that are involved, the more possible things can go wrong. So as much as possible, you don't want that. If you're just working with nuts and bolts, it's pretty much error-free. Hindi mo pwedeng magkamali pagka-install nun. Unlike if you have to weld something, who knows, the guy welding it might be lasing today. You don't know, baluktot yung welding, pangit yung welding. So it's much better that if you have the part that is bolt-on. Same thing with any of these things. Some shops also cut this flange and then weld the pipe because that's the very easy thing to do. Unlike our headers here, this part, it takes an extra step to make and now weld on, and it makes installation a lot easier. So hence that's why with most of our items we can just ship it to you, and any shop, actually any competent shop, meaning competent basta marunong gumamit ng tools, should be able to install it. You actually can be able to install it by yourself with a few friends also, if you do happen to have an afternoon off. Get a few friends over, buy them some beer, then you'll be happy installing the part on your own. Usually the parts that you see that are bolt-on are intake, exhaust. These are the 2 biggest ones. to some extent, other things like camshafts are also bolt-on. Supercharger systems are also bolt-on. Although this has a lot more bolts than all of these combined. But once again, you are able to install it with nothing more than simple hand tools without cutting or welding, and then most importantly, you can return it back to original because all the original parts that you take out can be installed, and this can be removed without altering the engine or the thing that you're installing. Like, you don't have to cut anything in the car, you don't have to cut the body, you don't have to cut any metal, as in no nothing. Turbochargers are somewhat of a bolt-on with a few exceptions. Most of the kits that you see by the big name manufacturers like say HKS, Grady, claim that it's a bolt-on, but no. At the very least, you will have to drill the oil pan for the return line of the turbo. So, strictly speaking, it is not a bolt-on because you have to drill something. You are technically, not exactly destroying, but altering the original part. Although the fix is very simple. If you have an oil pan here with a hole, then this is your turbo. This is the drain line. If you want to put it back to original, all you have to do is put a bolt there. You just screw it in, and then it's back to original. But for other purposes, it is not a 100% true bolt-on because this thing should not be drilled, but it is not a big deal. So that's what most turbochargers, actually all turbo systems, have to have, this hole in the oil pan. Unless that your turbo kit comes with another oil pan separate to replace with already the feed tube installed. This is very rarely done. So once again, bolt-on, installs with nut and bolt. Yun ang ibig sabihin yan.